Um. So yeah, we left off in this rough colors. The reason why I want to put the rough colors is just so I can have like an idea of how everything is together. So red, green, and then this one needs to be, the baby needs to be blue. The baby is blue. Yes, there are a lot of dark colors being used. It'd be that way. You should actually almost put this. Let me actually get her skin and put it here because her skin. Actually, let me do it as rough. So let's get here. This is exactly why I need um so with this new one, how would I, okay, I have not drawn her hair, but let me draw this little baby's hair for a quick second. So all of them have like each other's color. Not. And that's. Oh, I forgot it was baby's graduation. Luckily, that isn't until the afternoon. Um, so her hair is like this darker, but it's a cooler purple. Again, still going with the rough colors. Oh no, it should be a little darker than that, just so I could. Maybe not too dark. I don't want to cover up everything. And then she obviously has spiky hair in the back. Frames him inside of it. Frames the Spectrobe inside there. There. And this one, it would be because this one is not really. Okay. Is this perfect? Hell fucking no. That's the point. It's not supposed to be. Let's also fill up this wine glass. So this will be like that. Like this. It's supposed to be translucent. So that will have to be in a separate layer. Also, I just realized Martian Manhunter clothes right up in this shit. Ooh, I should actually, as a homage, just have it as an X. Okay. A fair plus, a fair plus. Okay. So, let's do the outline. I do love the idea of using the lighter colors on it. So let me draw this. Technically, her hair is not neat spikes. It is like a multitude of spikes. You can see her ear. I think her ear like goes over her hair. She has this swoopy bangs. Her hair should probably be a lot more. Her ears are not that big. I should technically put this all in one folder so that it's easier to get through. Rough sketches. I should leave the black background out so that every time I take this out, I can just see. Okay. She does not have brows, which I'm not surprised about. Technically, her cheek is not that. I think that's better, just not quite there. Maybe if I follow the lines a lot closer. Not. Okay. I'm actually gonna leave the details. I'll leave the details out for now. And I know someone somewhere is going to say something about her. Okay, no one's dead. No one is dead. OMG, why is... Sometimes you just get notice from people you do not expect to be anywhere close to at the moment. So let me just... Okay. So it's supposed to be edgy, not necessarily. So let me try it like that. Okay, I think that should be okay. She does have a... I don't know if I want to put the collar on her. Maybe I can do a fancy type collar, like... I will add the collar later. Cause fuck that shit at the moment. Let me just actually lower the opacity of that for a second. The amount of coloring layers I'm going to need after this is only going to be something. Let me just put the fingies on top, the fingers on top, so that's top. Separate layer, just to make every... and then erase what's on the bottom here, so that to show that her fingers are covering that. I'm not gonna erase the outline here because when you have it fully up, it's like her finger is pressed against the edge there. And then let me actually erase this because there shouldn't be a hard line. Maybe what I could do, right? Something like that. Combine these two. Ooh, and then have a separate layer. because perspective is whack, I am able to do this. Remember, this is supposed to be transparent. Oh, the drink! Is the drink transparent? Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Erase this. I'm gonna erase that. And then just fill in the drink later. Technically, you should be able to see the palm. Well, you should. Maybe, this line needs to stay under because I need the water on the top. Alright, so this is behind the glass. Color. Okay. So with this, let's actually just make it a dark liquid. Nah, let's not make it a dark liquid. Let's actually dark red one thing. And then the cup itself be like slightly green. Remember, both liquids are gonna be the liquid in the thing is going to be translucent. Well, it's not going to be. I like this brush because it's got that type of. I like the brush because it got texture. She's swooshy it around. And I'm gonna say... Nope. I'm just gonna make it semi-transparent like that. Um... No, I'm gonna leave that like that. Fluffy. Right now she's got a dress on. Let's actually tear the dress a bit. Instead of having it like this pure, clean cut. Let's do that. I know this says behind the glass, but I do need to work on the cape because the cape actually goes over her boobs a bit. This part is behind the glass, though. And what I can do, since I'm not afraid of this at the moment, again, like the other one, have it torn up a bit. Let's start it from here. This allows me to just simply erase. Erase part of the boob line here. It's coming out more like a vest. Unless, alright, unless I put this behind the glass. What I do, if I do it right, instead have it so that it's still gonna fall behind the glass, right? But what happens, right? I'll have it like, you know, so that it goes over her arm. It goes over her arm. And then it goes like this. So I still gotta draw her heaps. Again, she does not have hip like that. Okay. I do not. Well, it is possible for me to draw like wish fulfillment type of stuff like that. This is not. This is not it. Okay. I drew the cape completely in this layer. So I kinda do agree with that. But I feel like part of it should go up, so what I'm gonna do right. Erase all of that. Gone boobs. This one, erase this background stuff. Okay. Okay. My brain is not working again. It has to go. Okay. Okay, so I actually should not erase that line all the way because it is influencing the kid. So instead, have it like that. Which will change the thing. This is why you gotta plan shit out well in advance. And I fucking don't. Anyway, don't ever ask me to draw feet. Ever. There you go. Heels are painful. So these aren't heels, they just look like heels. They're not actual heels though. I don't know what the type of, what's the what with her? She wears boots. I'm gonna just say her boots and there. Let me just unlock these colors. Get these colors out. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I just realized it. Behind. I may actually need to desaturate those colors. Oh yeah, that's right. I've got her, her skin marking is that. Lo-fi girl is my savior at the moment. I can't believe I forgot her markings. Literally have a reference picture right the fuck there, and I couldn't get that right. I may not even be having like a... I feel like, is she warmer than what she's supposed to be? I think she's legitimately warmer than what is she supposed to be. Like she's supposed to have like a full purple. But I made her hair a full purple, so purple. I can speak. I can speak. And her hair is a cooler shade of purple and darker too. Nope, there is an opening in this. Probably right there. And right there. I'm hoping there is enough contrasts. I know this is not, like, super accurate, but technically she's from another universe at the moment, so... She's in another universe at the moment, hence the reason why everything is, like, different colors and all that. I do need to make sure this is black, because when the background pops up again, I cannot have it. She has like a normal. I should probably darken that up a bit. Normal mouth. I say as it looks like a. Again. I could change all these colors later, but right now, I kind of do like this at the moment. Let's get her that like off-white thing for her shoulder pads. Nope. Let's just straight up get maybe it should be like a blue gray? I know there isn't much difference. Depending on what device you see, it may actually be. I should change my thing to be black and white to make sure I'm getting the right fucking contrast. Because I may not be getting the right contrast. So let me just copy paste this. Filter. I think there's enough contrast. I think there's enough contrast, so maybe this is good. Overcolor, just so that. I know that is a hard to see. But she has something on her shoulder, but you don't see her shoulders here. Okay, we need blue. This is not a good shade of blue at the moment. So, what shade of blue would work with this? Maybe something less saturated? Maybe, because I do need it to stand out, right? I do need it to stand out. That is very much true. But I don't want it to be like too much. Maybe if I have it leaning to, but not exactly at that no. Damn it. Okay. Let me just keep the bottom one here and then keep this top one here. Actually, this doesn't look that bad. Let me get back the outline real quick. No, because that still has to be part of the hand. Okay. Then do that. And I personally don't mind this. I don't think that's bad. I keep forgetting to switch colors. There's literally a gap, right? Oh, I just realized the glasses color leaks in. But it's always important to be able to lock layers, label layers, and I know at some point there is too many layers. I'm gonna throw this in a folder, right, and label it Maja. And then lock that, and then draw the other ones. And I know her hair is short. I know it. We will get to that. But I feel as if at the moment, at the very least, maybe it should be darker. I wonder what happens if we make it. Not bad, not bad. But that happens. That definitely happened. That's a thing that happens. Okay, let me look for the openings. Right there, right there. I think those are all the openings. No, there is another opening. Or is it just doing that bullshit thing where it's like... And if there isn't, it's probably the erase bucket tool. Anyway, there you go. Now can I do that? And then I need a green. I do have to be careful which shade I do, because green can be a very overwhelming color. And... no, there isn't enough contrast between that blue and the green. So what do I do? If there is not enough contrast between that blue and the green, I can either darken the blue so that the inside and outside of the cape are the same, or I can lighten the green. But that may be too overwhelming. You see, like, it's very easy to make green a harsh color. Which is why so many people, when it comes to Pokemon, does not like green. Green shinies, rather. It's not the end-all be-all, but I think what I'm gonna do instead is darken this. Because, wait, hold on. Monochromatic. Because there is enough contrast between these. Yeah, I also need enough contrast between these two. So I am going to darken that bit of the cape. As much as I might use this blue somewhere else, so let me save this blue, this very specific shade of blue, in the corner. I know there's technically a thing I have that would let me save the colors in other means, but because I keep forgetting that and I want it to be specific for this project, I am not going to keep doing that. So next I gotta work on the red. The red. Red can also be a very overwhelming color, but more people tend to like red than green. I, I feel like I should put a poll up. Like, oh, what is your favorite color? I feel like a lot of people are gonna say blue. There, blue is actually really is a good color. There's a lot of things that are blue that are peaceful and serene, and other things that are just downright And then what I'm going to do is just have what's called a lace on top here. It is 12 o'clock. I have not eaten at all. But honestly, I would not be surprised if I actually have an eating disorder or anything like that. But I did get diagnosed with bipolar depression mixed with suicidal ideation. I have what if I feel like if the red may be too bright, but I do not want to get rid of a good amount of contrast. So let me just see how the lace behaves with the not like that. Lace behaves with the thing. So that means I have to go with the original red. That hard. Original red for the lace. Again, you want now. You don't always need like big differences, but you should keep in mind how how much of the differences you want to go through. And I may actually just darken this. Okay, good, because I was on the wrong layer. I was like, why wasn't that showing? And it's like, I'm really glad it was not showing, because project alpha just saved me from being on the wrong layer. She is so colorful here. Let me just... Okay, actually, I know... Let me actually talk about her stats and stuff like that, because she has 3 spectrobes in here, unlike her, unlike, her thing with unlike the webisodes or the games. And I explained it in my last stream, but let me talk about... Let me move this screen. Oh my gosh. Nope. No, it decides to be an ass to me today, so I'm just gonna screenshot this and then share it with y'all. I'm only gonna be sharing her stats, not her Spectrobe stats. And it's a lot smaller than I thought. So, with her stats, since she is a higher high crawl, Jesus Christ, what you just... I gave her level 8. So she is higher than Gronos. but they have the same health, and that is because um, I to have her in contrast with Kronos, she actually has some fixation on charm, which is right over here. I'm gonna do this with like the freaking highlight in yellow. Charm right here. So she has a bit of a higher charm than Gronos. Technically she should have a lot higher, but you could only upgrade one body one of these three main stats, and only the body and mind are actually influential to what your stamina would be. But I made it so that high crawl had, although you don't see it here because it's a lot of text that I have in a separate thing, high crawl will double what the health would be, so it would double what your body mind would be. Well, double your stamina rather, because it's called stamina, not health. And then you get one alternate form. And I'm not gonna draw none of their alternate forms. None of them. Let me save this highlight yellow because I know it's supposed to be for highlight. So so yeah, so yeah, that's why she still has the same stamina as him. Because I did put that I did upgrade charm, but I also gave her pets and speak with animals. It's more specifically Spectrobes. So the speak with animal trait, right? You get to speak to groups of animals instead of like individual species. Now, when I did the one shot with my friends, right? I did the one shot with my friends. What had happened was I narrowed it down even more because these guys are adults and they will absolutely break the system. And I knew they were going to be pushing my buttons with that during that one shot. So I did give them more limits, or different limits in general, because some of them I was more loose than the others. So since she has the dark spectrobes, I had to give her pet, and then, which I think I upgraded wrong. I'm gonna be honest, just like Ronos, I think there was a mistake in here because she is supposed to have a higher pet stat. So it starts off as 4, and I know they changed the rules later on, where it's like you only update 2 of your talents, and then maybe like get a third one, right? But I update all of the talents that are used, or that would rather realistically be used. So, in her case, her consume isn't as high as someone, even though yes it is like at a D20, it isn't as high as someone like Gronos, who is a glutton. In fact, a lot of his abilities are just straight up based on the fact that he is a glutton. With her, it's based off of her use of the dark spectrobes. But here's the thing, she is a crawl first and foremost. I'm gonna have to end this soon. She is a crawl first and foremost, which is why by default she gets consume and the special skill of scuffling, which means a special skill of fighting. But she ends up specializing in pets, which is why it's so high. She has speak with animals with the spectrobes. But if you see this on the side, her hair is wild and I absolutely love it. Talon helps with scuffling. So Talon, I specifically put it that it's done with her hair, and it helps with scuffling. It also helps with stealing. She's gonna rob your ass. Uh, and she got that literally one level before she got high crawl. For me, the way I have it is that all crawl that pass at level 5 they become high crawl. So technically speaking, certain enemies would also be counted as high crawl. But most but I may just have that type of ability be far more specific, like you have to get it from Crux. I did not have that. But for me, I put it that if a crawl gets to level 5, they can become a high crawl. But the high crawl is literally just 4 separate people. Yes. And if you notice, her property is Shadow. And I know in Spectrobe Origins they increase the properties to be fire, water, earth, sky, and plants, but in the original and in Beyond the Portals there were only 3 main properties, which was Aurora, Corona, and Flash. She, however, had uh a the shadow property, which is essentially something that isn't super effective against anything. But she's still a crawl at the end of the day, and so she's still affected by Spectrobes hurting her and all of that. But they don't get any bonuses for having a thing that's higher than hers. Like Vronos is Aurora, which is essentially plant, and if you have Corona with you, if you got the virus, which no, let me stop. But if you have the Corona property or things with the Corona property or Spectrobes with the Corona, you can have a huge advantage against him. But with her, that's not necessarily the case. Also past level 5, all of them get frightening. Because there is no way in hell you can meet a crawl that many levels up and fight you. And not be scared as hell. As a side note, technically none of the villains or allies should have levels. I level them up as if they are player characters. That's just because it makes it easier for me to keep track of what they have and what they don't have, and how and it just helps me get an idea of their power level better. Technically, I could just override all of this. I mean, you could add stuff that wasn't there before. I mean, I'd added these 3 things and like stuff like that. But that's just to fit the theme of Spectrobes. And she looks like a little gremlin peeking out. Oh my gosh, she looks like a little gremlin peeking out. Oh wait. I'm just gonna send this to a couple of my friends. But I really need to leave to eat. But you can see her her stats here. You can see her talents and her quirks. You can see some of my brain power slowly slipping by, just like my sanity. Yay. I wonder if what they say about Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Um, I will have to see you guys later. I know I'm not done. I'm going to change the name of the stream later too. Anyway, I have to go